We've taken it on the road. It's Cuppa and a Crash Course. We're in Puntledge Park. I'm William Stringer.
I'm Dean Garrett.
And this is Cuppa and a Crash Course.
Gotcha.
First of all.
Forgot my coffee cup. Got everything else, but made it down here without any coffee.
Absolutely. Well, it's nearly July. We were talking, it's quite a big second home area where we live. And so we're going to talk about mortgages and second homes and what you actually need to do. For a lot of people, I think it just seems like an unobtainable thing to have a second home. Is that the case?
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I think if what I find is a lot of people they think they need a large down payment, 20%, 35%. That may be the case in some instances, but you can buy a second property for as little as 5% down based on the $500,000 price. It works the same as if you were buying a primary residence.
Okay.
There's a couple of stipulations. They want to, it would have to make sense that it would be a recreational property for you or a home where somebody else in the family can live in, but it does create opportunities for people to look at recreational properties.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Without putting a whole bunch into it up front, right?
Well, from a real estate point of view as well, I think what a lot of people think is they think their current house twice and all of the space and all of the expense. But it's not necessarily like that because you don't need as much storage, don't need as much parking. Right. You might just need a relatively small area. You were talking about like $500,000, something like that. But your priorities for a second home, they're different, aren't they? You might not want something that's going to be nice in the winter because you're not going to be, we've got some snowbirds coming to the island now in the winter, so you might want something that's going to work all year, but it doesn't have to be an all-year livable one. It just needs to be for your holidays.
Well, and we live in an area where with the Gulf Islands, the islands in the Strait here, there are a lot of properties that, price is still a thing. They're not giving them away, but one of the barriers to entry is assembling that down payment, right? So if you could buy a $500,000 property on any island like Hornby, Denman, or something like that, $25,000 is the minimum down payment you would need. You'd have to go through the insured programs with CMHC, et cetera, but it is doable. And I think that's something I find a lot of people are not aware of. They ask those questions like, oh, I need 50% down or things like that. Yes, on some properties that would be the case, but it's not always the case. So it's worth a conversation.
You smell nice, by the way. Oh, excuse me, he's going to oh my God, he smells amazing.
What is it, June 19th? Yeah, in May I had a shower,
Another thing is,
it's easy work.
If someone's coming to the island every year, I mean, say you've got a young family, you work in Vancouver, Calgary, somewhere like that, and you come to the island every year, you've got young kids, you like where you come, and you like the area, you like the Comox Valley, you might even want to settle here a little bit later on. You do your numbers. It might actually be a really good idea just to buy somewhere you can come every year. Don't have to pack the car full of suitcases. It is literally a home away from home. You've got that as an investment, and it's more obtainable. You might actually save some money.
Yeah, it's worth conversation. That's what I mean. A lot of people aren't aware of the kind of abilities that they may or may not have. So I always invite that conversation. And if you've been coming back to the same place for 5 and 8 years, maybe a place of your own makes sense.
Yeah. So thanks. We're just approaching July. It's getting into the heat of summer. We're going to be out on the road with this more and more. We're going to be more prepared next time with chairs, a table,
coffee.
Cuppa and a Crash Course. But we're really, really enjoying it. So any ideas, any things you want Dean and I to discuss, let us know. Thank you so much for joining us. It's William Stringer from Royal Lepage in the Comox Valley with the Albion Group.
And Dean Garrett, Vine Group Mortgage at mortgageminder.ca.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.